Yo, what's up, guys? This is no, I don't know if it's the final video for the day. For now, if I'll see how I feel like later on during the day, because I think I've put out about 4 at the moment. I'll let that marinate first. I'll let the viewings come in. I'll let the subscription come in, and then I'll take a look in about an hour or two, see how I feel. Might do some more videos after this one, guys. Traversal ENT here. For those who don't know, you best get to know. There's a long backlog of videos. Go watch them. Interesting stuff. Some of the best stuff here on YouTube, right? Now, look. Subject of the day, guys. Canelo Alvarez versus Errol Spence. Who wins? This is an interesting question. It is a thought-provoking question, right? You don't just ask that question and come up with the answer straight off the bat. Because if you do that, you sound like you're silly. Because you really got to process this, like seriously process it. Water break, yeah. All right, guys. So, what's my take on that fight? Well, let's look at what Mikey Garcia said. He said that Errol Spence does not win that fight. When they asked him why, he said that Spence is a big guy, but Canelo's a really big guy. Size difference is too big, and the strength Canelo possesses too much power for Errol Spence that he will knock out Errol Spence Jr. in a fight. That's Mikey Garcia saying that, right? Now, guys, that's all well and good, Mikey's saying that, but there's a little problem with what Mikey's saying. Do you know what that is, guys? What do you think the problem is with what Mikey's saying? Tell me. What's the problem Mikey's saying that Canelo wins and Canelo knocks out Errol Spence? What's the problem with that? Well, it's simple. This is coming from a guy who Errol Spence already beat. So if Spence already beat you the way he beat you and he embarrassed you in the ring, yeah, he schooled you A to Z on every department, you did not win a round against Spence, yeah? Your dad, sorry, not even your dad, your brother, yeah, Robert Garcia, he looks at you like, Mikey, man, what's the matter with you, Mikey, man? I told you not to fight Spence, man. I told you not to fight Spence. Now look what you gonna do. You make a disrespect to you in Mexico, da-da-da. It wasn't a good look for Mikey, yeah? So him coming out with his assessment, it's not so much a case of is his assessment wrong, but the fact that you got beat by Spence, it's going to be a bit of bias there, right? People are going to take what you're saying with a pinch of salt. Now, look. You look at the two fighting styles, yeah? Canelo is an intelligent fighter who has problems with boxers that are world level and can box with good feet. If you can box, you've got good feet, and you're world level, you present Canelo some of his toughest challenges, yeah? Yeah, you think about guys like Trout, you think about guys like Floyd, yeah? You think about guys like Lara, although for me, Erislandy Lara was far too excessively, he moved too, there's a difference with ring generalship, there's a difference with hit and not get hit, moving, and there's running, yeah? I'm sorry, guys. Say what the hell you like, but there's a difference with a boxer that moves correct and running. Yeah, for me, Lara ran in that fight, and he ran a bit in that fight, and he was a bit too excessive for me. Back to Errol Spence and Canelo. If you possess that style, you give Canelo the biggest problems. Now, bear in mind, you don't want to be fighting Canelo and you're not in his weight class. That's a big disadvantage for you, mate, because Canelo can really, really rehydrate. Yeah? He can really rehydrate. Now, I know Errol Spence walks around a lot heavier than he fights. In case you didn't know, understand that Errol Spence can potentially walk around 180 pounds. Yeah? Potentially. He definitely walks around 175. Facts, yeah? Now, I'm not saying that weight is healthy weight, it's pure muscle. There's a little bit of bloatedness, a bit of fat in there. Of course it is. It's not fight weight, it's his walk-around weight. So we can put on weight. Errol Spence can fight in one, potentially 2 divisions up, yeah? And be comfortable. But the question is, will he carry the power that he's got? The respectable power that he's got, will it translate in those weight classes? If Errol Spence's power is not enough to trouble Canelo Alvarez, Spence will be in trouble in that fight. Because Spence can move, he can do an Austin Trout. Spence can fight like that if he wants to. He could fight the whole fight that way. And he'd probably be smart to fight in that style. He could do it. But if his punches don't bother Canelo, he's going to have problems. He's going to have problems, guys. He's going to get touched. I'm not saying he can't do well if he moves, but he needs to be able to get Canelo's respect. That's number one. Number two, if Spence does the come forward style to walk you down, thinking he's going to be able to go to Canelo's body, don't forget Canelo himself is also a body puncher. And Canelo packs a more devastating punch than Errol Spence does. So who will win the battle of the body punches? Who will win that battle? Is Spence really going to take that risk and engage in body punching against a Canelo Alvarez? I don't know. I wouldn't have thought that's a smart route to take. But it's boxing, anything could happen. I could be proven completely wrong, right? We all thought Tyson Fury should never rush into Deontay Wilder. We thought, you know what, if that's what you're going to do, you might as well dig your grave right now, Fury. But guess what? That strategy won him the fight. So it's like, sometimes you think you know, but do you know? Do you know what I'm saying? So strategy number 2 for Spence, going to the body against Canelo, who also goes to the body and packs a higher punch than you, can prove to be a fatal strategy for Spence. Yeah? Potentially. But this is the area that I think Canelo, for a certainty, will have all the advantages in this area. And this is the area that I believe wins Canelo the fight. The judges are going to score the fight for Canelo. We all know that. Our grandmothers know it. Our ancestors know it. Elvis Presley in his grave knows it, right? There's no way Errol Spence will get the points victory in this fight. So then you got to ask yourself, even if Spence was boxing and moving and outpointing Canelo, like in the eyes of the fans, are the judges going to score it for Spence, or are they going to score it for Canelo? First things first, even if it's let's say Spence was winning by a landslide, the judges will still have it close. So if you know that the judges are going to have it close, even though Spence would be winning by a landslide as an example, then there's no way, if the fight is already close, the judges are going to score it for Spence. So let's just X that right now. Spence can't win the fight on points. It is impossible. Not against Canelo. So Canelo gets advantage when it comes to points. Can Errol Spence knock Canelo Alvarez out? I'm going to emphatically tell you, no, he cannot. He doesn't possess enough power to knock out Canelo. And if he tries the body attack, it is dangerous for Spence. He can't try and bully Canelo in this fight or stand his ground like he did against Porter. He will have to move. There's no way he's going to win just by standing his ground. I just don't see it, guys. I'm sorry, I don't. Now, that's not to say Canelo's invincible. Like I said, Spence could potentially outbox Canelo, but he won't get the decision. So if he's not knocking him out, he's not outboxing him, then how the hell is Errol Spence supposed to win this fight? Exactly, guys? Tell me. How is Spence supposed to win this fight against Canelo? How? I've thought about this fight quite a lot. And guys, understand, Spence has been calling Canelo out for a long time. He went quiet on that. But even 2 years ago, Spence was asking for a Canelo fight. It was like 2 years ago, Spence was saying, I'll go up to fight Canelo. This when Canelo was at 160. Spence was like, I'll go up to fight Canelo. 2 years ago. Today, in my opinion, Canelo is not Spence's adversary. He is not the person that Spence should be in the ring with. Canelo Alvarez is there for the Charlos, in my opinion. Either or. It can be Jamel or Jamal, whoever, any of the two Charlos, yeah, to fight Canelo. I prefer to see the big Charlo fight Canelo. I prefer to see Jamal Charlo fight Canelo than anybody else. Spence against Canelo. Canelo has advantages. Spence has got height, but Canelo has quite a lot of advantages. And he's got the judges. So it's a tight fight. It's a close fight in itself. If you take away all the BS, it's a close fight. But who's going to walk out of the victor in that fight? It can only be Canelo, as far as I'm concerned. It can only be Canelo. And this is me choosing out of my head. Remember, guys, if you are a proper analytical individual, yeah, you do not select your prediction based on your heart. If you're a betting man and you do that, you are losing money. Many of you, who Make them big bets based on your heart. Listen, go on the comment section below and tell us some of the monies you've lost on. Just tell us some of the fights you betted with your heart and how you lost bad. The house always wins because they know you lot make predictions based on your heart. I don't. I use logic. I've just given you logic. How on earth can Errol Spence win this fight? Tell me on the comment section down below. I want to see your comments and I will respond to each of them. Yeah? Traversal ENT here. Make sure you subscribe, guys. You know we'll give you videos galore. Errol Spence, Canelo Alvarez. I'm going for Alvarez, guys, because I just don't see how Spence is going to win this fight. They ain't going to give him the decision, guys. They are not giving him the decision. All right?